Okay, so next we're gonna invite up Cynthia Encinas-Concordia.
Hello, thank you. I'm so glad that I'm here with such amazing speakers. Now, may I ask one question? How many of you have created your dream?
Yep.
All of us, by the show of your hands. All of us, I'm sure. At one point in our life, we have created our dream. Yes. Now, the next question, have you manifested your dream?
Working on it.
Yes.
In progress.
Suddenly, decrease in the number of hands. Now, you raised your hand, no?
Yes.
How do you feel you have manifested it?
Awesome, but I have ways to go.
Okay, how about you?
Girl, I feel phenomenal. I'm
Awesome.
tired,
Yeah.
but I'm phenomenal.
Great.
Okay?
Great. So for those who did not raise their hand, what do you think was the main reason why you were not able to manifest your dream? You did
I'm
not.
still manifesting.
You're
I'm still
still-
manifesting.
And what's keeping you from manifesting?
I need more time in my day.
Why? Why do you need more time?
More play. More play.
More play.
More playtime.
Make
Yeah.
you more. And what's keeping you having reached that more play?
Well, because I have a lot of interests and I have a lot of passion, and so I diversify a lot of my energy in lots of different directions.
So
So
it's like you're
yeah.
overwhelmed with a lot of things, right?
Yeah, but I don't feel overwhelmed. I just feel it's just where I want to be. That's just-
How about you?
Me?
Uh-huh.
My dream?
I didn't see you raise your hand. What's the reason why you
Well,
have not yet manifested?
because my God-sized dream, my main manifestation, I can't do until my kids are finished school, because then that's my time to be able to do it. Like, my dream is to go to Costa Rica to build my business by the ocean, but I want my kids to finish school and be there for them. Once they're adults and they've started their lives, then that's my time to be able to go.
But do you think it's possible to do it
Oh,
well?
100%, it's coming. Oh, it's happening.
You know what? Most of the time, but how do you feel right now that you have not yet manifested?
I feel good because I know it's coming. I
It's
believe
coming.
and I trust and I know that that's my goal, that's what I'm working towards, so I feel good.
That's great.
I feel really
That's great.
good.
And I like the possibility. Most of the time, actually, thank you for your response. No? Most of the time, the reasons that we give all boils down to fears, limiting beliefs, not believing in ourselves that I will be able to do those things. But actually, we have that power to create the life without. Not the conditions, not the circumstances surrounding us. We have that power to create our dream by design, not by default. Most of us, we create our dream by default. Why? Because we're still stuck with our past pains, our past limiting beliefs, our fears, limiting beliefs. But actually, we have that power within us. I'm still overwhelmed, I'm still blown away that I am now the founder and CEO of Dream to Rise LLC. I am now a transformational life coach. I am now an international speaker because I'm here in Toronto. And I am a podcaster as well. I am blown away by the fact that I was also in that situation. I was in my dark bubble for 6 long years. Why? Because of fear. Fear that I'll be judged. Fear that I'll fail in whatever decision I make. I would like to share with you the other side.
Turn it over, turn it around.
The
one on the right, yep.
Okay, my story. I've been married for 23 years, and we've been blessed with 2 children. No, amazing children. Now my daughter is 33 years old with her own family, and my son is 27 years old. I've been subjected to domestic abuse when my daughter was only 5 months old, back home in the Philippines. I convinced my husband to move to the United States to give our children better opportunities and at the same time work on our relationship. However, it turned out to be the other way. He was on 2 restraining orders. The first one, I initiated it. He was given a temporary 72-hour restraining order. The second one, after 10 years, he was hitting my son continuously, and my daughter initiated the call. And my son even requested for a 2-year restraining order. During that 2-year period, I kept on reminding my children that, hey, your dad loves you so much and would still want to connect with you. So if ever he sends you a text message, please, it would be great if you could respond to his text message. It was hard for them during the first few years, the first 2 years. But after the restraining order, I felt so much joy when they invited him to attend their graduation. College for my daughter and high school for my son. That means forgiveness is taking place within the family. But after 4 months, I received a call from a police officer saying that, hey, Mom, your husband is at the hospital, at the ER. So I was surprised. Why? So I kept on asking him why, what happened. He would always tell me, just come to the ER. After several attempts, he told me that he was unconscious. So I drove immediately to the hospital, to the ER, and I was welcomed by, approached by the head nurse and the ER physician telling me, and that they accompanied me to the family room. And they told me, I'm terribly sorry that we were not able to revive your husband. So I felt like the whole universe was on my chest. It was so heavy, I can't breathe. And I asked them, could you accompany me to my husband? So they accompanied me to the trauma room 1 at the ER. And while I was walking, I saw a lifeless body lying on a stainless steel bed with a tube in his mouth. While I was walking, I was talking to God, Lord, why? Why? I was hoping that we will come together again as a happy family. And when I told, I was crying when I saw him, and I told him that, I was telling myself, that situation we're in, I felt bad because we were not able to have that closure. We were not able to communicate. We were not able to forgive each other. The worst part was his family blocked us off from their family. Why? Because I was blamed for what happened to him. The stress that was given, that he experienced because of the restraining order. Up to now, turning 10th year, they stopped connecting with their grandchildren. And that was the time when I was in the start of me living in my dark bubble for 6 years. 2 years during the restraining order, 4 years after his death. And I was depressed. I didn't find any value in my life anymore. But one afternoon, my son asked me, Mom, will I be going to college? It was like a slap on my face. Oh my, I forgot I still have a son to send to school. And then when I asked him, where would you like to go to college? And he asked me, Mom, is it okay to go to Culinary Institute of America? That's in Hyde Park, New York. I've heard about that school because a lot of famous chefs graduated from that school. But when I did my research, I was shocked. 2014, I'll share with you the tuition fee, not because I'm bragging, but because I was able to manifest my dream. First year was 50,000. Second, third year was 60,000 each. As a single earner, as a single mom, where will I get that money? So I convinced him to change course, to change school, but I knew that he was not happy. So when I suggested, okay, let's visit CIA, I could see the sudden change on his face. His smile was from ear to ear. He was full of excitement, and he was already visualizing himself in that campus, living in that campus. So I told myself, the only thing that I can do is to support my son, my children. So I told him, okay, apply, even though I don't know where to get that money. And when he got accepted, you know what? That was the time I created my dream by design. And what did I work? I started working on my health and well-being. I started, because I stopped going to the gym, I stopped engaging with people. Why? Because of fear that I'll be judged, fear that I'll be rejected, fear that I was a failure as a mom and as a wife. So I started going to the gym, I did the Zumba, and I'm truly grateful for my Zumba instructor who projected so much positive energy, and it was transmitted to me. And I was able to transmit it to other members of the class. And that helped me, during that time, my only relationship was with God, who gave me so much strength and so much hope to go through those struggles. So I did my physical, emotional, mental, read the self-development books, and my spiritual well-being. That gave me, helped me in my relationship with my children. That's the relationship side, with my mom, my siblings, and made new connections. And that boosted my confidence to perform better. And during that time, I used to be a program assistant at the World Bank. It took me years before it's hard to break the glass ceiling. So I've been applying to become an analyst. And during that time, the HR offered GE Readiness Program. GE is the grade level for analysts, and I was on the GT level. I applied for that program. Out of 850 plus globally who applied, 25 were declared GE ready. And I was one of them. Woo! And another thing, one HR admin called me asking for my availability for an interview. And I agreed, and I told her, you know what, I can't seem to remember applying for this position. And then she said, we did not post this in the job world. We just got 6 to be interviewed from the 25. And I got the position. That was the first manifestation. I believe that I can send my son to school. The second one, someone advised me to downsize. I listened, took action. I moved from a 3-bedroom townhouse to a 1-bedroom condo. Now, it saved me 50% of my monthly mortgage. And the third one, someone advised me, why won't you apply for grants and scholarships? I didn't know about that because I'm not eligible, being an employee of an international organization. But I'm glad my son was a US citizen. So instead of paying 50,000, I paid only 11,000. And it was through my faith that I was able to manifest all those things. And after he graduated, it sustained him until he graduated. He was able to work for 2-3 Michelin star restaurants. He was able to work in Tulum, Mexico, and Australia to gain experience. And but due to COVID, he had to come back and became a farmer. And when I asked him, how do you feel becoming a farmer? Mom, I took up applied food studies. And for me, I need background in terms of agriculture. So being a farmer, he came up with activities for children to educate them about basic farming and food systems, and taught moms how to prepare dishes from the local produce harvested from the farm. And now connecting the community and the farm so both may benefit. And he became a sous chef. After that, he became a sous chef at another farm in Vermont. And now in Fresno, California, managing 21 schools, helping and training children how to prepare dishes from scratch
Oh, wow.
rather than processed food. So that's it. And my daughter is a project manager and at the same time a volunteer firefighter, now turning 10 years. Why? Because it was the volunteer firefighter who tried to revive her dad when he collapsed on the road.
Wow.
So for her, it's give back time
Yes.
and by saving lives. Why? What have I learned from this journey? I've learned to stop the domestic abuse within the family. Now I'm not committed to live my purpose and be a blessing for others so they may become the best version of themselves. Now I'm committed to inspire and empower people that, hey, there's truly light at the end of the tunnel. And now I'm committed that I can educate those who are struggling with their blockages that, hey, you can truly create the life you love.
Yes.
If you truly believe. So I would just like, I became, from warrior, I became a light warrior. And that's the leadership in me, sharing that light. We always tell ourselves, I only have a 10-watt bulb. Excuse me, that 10-watt bulb there's still a spark in that 10-watt bulb. That is your gift, your talent. Change that 10-watt bulb to 2,000-watt bulb. How? Try to overcome all those blockages, all those limiting beliefs. But make sure that your lamp is positioned in, don't position your lamp in a room. Position your lamp on a lamppost so that all those traveling in the dark may be guided by your light as they travel towards their destination, and that's their dream. And that's being the leadership in us, sharing that light. And just a very brief one, how to overcome fear. I have 4 simple steps. Fear. First, feel your fear. Fear is a survival instinct, as what someone had explained. We experience fear because we know that there's a problem coming up. But fear is transient. That's a good thing. So, emotions, according to studies, emotions could only last for 90 seconds. So when you experience fear, especially if there's no existential threat, let it be. That's only fear. Then the next one is embrace your fear as a partner. Let your fear be seated at the passenger side while you're still in control of your steering wheel, driving towards your destination, and that's your dream. Your fear will just push you to make you uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, that means you're being challenged. When you're being challenged, that means you're learning something new. You're going out of your comfort zone. And that's the time when you are growing and thriving. Remember, opportunities are actually at the borderline of your comfort zone. And then the next one is act. Take that uncomfortable action. According, Aristotle believed that the best cure to overcome fear is to be courageous. So, how do you see yourself 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from now? Will you be still staying there in your current situation, or are you already living your dream? For me, I'd rather jump in than live in regret. And then next is repeat. Repeat the process. The results will not show up overnight. So it's a process. So when you experience fear, feel, embrace, act, and then repeat again. Because you'll discover that fear will diminish. And because why? Because you'll become stronger. And instead of fear overpowering you, it's you now managing your fear. So this is just my son, my children, when he graduated from CIA as a sous chef. And my son-in-law and my daughter in the middle are now volunteer firefighters. And with my granddaughter. And I would just like to share, if I believe that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have it at the beginning. What is it, that thing that will make you live your dream? It is the will to do it. But the question is, are you willing? So I have my Dream to Rise coaching. I even have an inner circle. And here are my books. my solo book, My Journey to Becoming, I gave all my tools and strategies on how to overcome all those blockages. And then My Dream to Rise was just recently released. So if you need to get in touch with me, these are all my contact information. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I hope I was